Hi, mamas, and welcome to my pregnancy calm series. So, we're just going to do a very gentle hatha yoga in this session, and we're just going to start to find a comfortable position. So, you may be on your bottom, you may have a cushion, maybe even a yoga block. This will help to lift your hips and your pelvis slightly, but you're fine if you're just straight down on the mat if that feels comfortable for you. And just begin to root your sit bones down, and we can rest the hands gently on the knees, on the legs for a moment. Maybe take a little shrug of the shoulders. Notice if there's any tension. And just allow them just to relax down there. We're just going to take a moment just with our breath, and we're going to do some up breathing. So as we're breathing in, you're imagining the breath coming all the way up the spine and then gently releasing out. And we're just going to bring that focus inward to that breath just to help calm our nervous system for a moment. So just find your comfortable position, again, rooting your sit bones down, allowing the shoulders to relax down away from the ears. Just finding that comfortable position and take a very gentle lift through the spine. It's just a gentle lift to create a bit of space into the lungs. So shoulders are relaxed. You can close the eyes, or if you prefer, just simply soften your gaze down towards your mat, towards the floor. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, breathing in, and imagine that breath coming all the way up the spine. And gently release the breath out, nice and slow. Let's breathe in. Imagine that breath coming all the way up the spine, lengthening here. And softly exhale. I'm going to do a few more deep breaths in, lifting and releasing out. As you breathe in, as that breath's coming up the spine, imagine yourself just beginning to sit nice and tall. And as you exhale, just notice how your shoulders just naturally relax here. One more deep breath in, lifting tall. Exhale, just releasing gently out. And let's take that nice lift once again. Lifting tall, allow the shoulders to relax and just very gently allow your head to tip to one side, just beginning to stretch out your neck here. So your shoulders stay as they are, it's just the head simply moving. And then very gently just begin to take it to the opposite side and stretching out into the neck. And slowly to center, let's take the chin all the way down towards your chest. Now try and keep the shoulders relaxed again. You're going to start to feel the stretch just in the back of the neck, maybe the top of the shoulders. And then very slowly bring your chin towards the ceiling. So we're going to have a little stretch through the throat. And then a nice circle of the head all the way around. Again, releasing out any tension here. All the way around. And then begin to just bring the head back in the opposite direction. And circling round. All the way around here. And coming slowly to center. Okay, so we're going to make a butterfly shape with the legs. So you're just going to bring the feet together and open the knees to either side. Now, if you have got pelvic girdle pain, you don't want to overstretch the hips and inner thighs. We are going to be doing some hip stretching today because that's going to help the body prepare for birth. But if you do have, obviously, pelvic girdle pain, just bring the legs out a little bit further so you're not opening the knees quite as wide. So it's just a very gentle stretch into the inner thighs. Otherwise, we can bring the feet closer towards us. And just take a nice lift through the spine. So you're lengthening here and just take a little fold forward. So you're going to take hold of the ankles, the shins, and you can use the arms to press gently against the legs. So you just get that little stretch into the inner thighs. Play around with what feels good here. You may want to press one arm gently against one leg and then over to the other side. Just beginning to take maybe a little sway, a little rock. Keeping your concentration to the breath. And let's just begin to fold a little further. See if you can take hold of your toes. It doesn't matter if you can't, stay hold of the ankles or the shins. And just allow the shoulders to relax down away from the ears as you fold gently forward. And just begin to let your chin drop forward. Again, just bringing your focus into the breath. And just taking a moment just to begin to follow the natural rhythm. So you don't need to change the breath here. You're just going to take a moment to simply observe the breath as it begins to flow gently in, gently out. But simply observing the breath, we just really help to calm the nervous system. You don't have to change the breath to do that. You can just simply observe the inhale, the exhale, just bringing your concentration gently inward. Focusing in on your body, your breath. And when you're ready, we're just going to slowly unwind. And we're going to make our way just to all fours here. Just going to place my cushion to the side. And we're just going to bring the hands so the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Your knees are going to be around hip width. Depending on your bump, you may need to bring your knees a little wider to allow a bit more space. And we're just going to shimmy the hips from one side to the other side, just rocking out into those hips. Just releasing any tension. And when you're ready, we're going to do some little circles here. So we're going to start to circle from the waist. And your circles can be small, they can be large, whatever feels good here. You may even add in the hips, the shoulders. Taking whatever movement feels good. Again, you may be arching the back as you come round, lowering the belly as you come the other way. Just play around with what feels good. This is really nice to release tension on the lower back. If you're getting any pressure down below, this is a nice one, again, to take that pressure off. And then just begin to circle back in the opposite direction. Also a nice one in labour, this, releasing any pressure. We're going to come to centre, we're going to come to child's pose. So we're just going to bring the feet together. Again, if you've got pelvic girdle pain, you don't want to be taking the knees too wide, but if not, try and ease those knees a little further because we want to really get that stretch, not just into the thighs and the hips, but also to the pelvic floor as well. It's a great stretch for the pelvic floor to help it get ready. And just take hold of a cushion. You may have a folded blanket, or you may even just place your hands under your head and just ease your way forward just into child's pose here. So just allowing your body to soften into this position, allowing your head just to fold forward. Now you may have your hands palms up to the ceiling, or you may prefer to place your palms gently in towards your mat. And just take this moment just to tune into your breath. Again, just finding that natural rhythm. So again, you don't need to find complicated breath techniques to be able to relax. You can simply observe your breath and just become aware maybe of any sensations. So maybe the cool air flowing in, warm air flowing out. Just notice maybe the warmth of the breath just in the back of the throat. Maybe even the sound of the breath here. Just again, bringing your focus into that breath. Inhaling gently in and gently out. And when you're ready, we're going to make our way slowly back to all fours. So just bringing those knees gently in and start to bring those ankles, knees in line with the hips. You can place your cushion bolster out of the way. Hands are coming underneath the shoulders. And let's just, again, just take a little circle around, releasing out any tension in the lower back. And again, back in the opposite direction. And back to center. So we're going to take a low lunge here. Now, if you've got some yoga blocks, you can use yoga blocks. You may even be able to use some books if you haven't got the yoga blocks. We're going to start to step our right foot forward, and you can use your hand just to take hold of the ankle and shuffle the foot forward. Or if you find it easy, you can tuck the toes at the back and just lift the knee and just slide the knee back. So it's really whatever works for you. So we're just going to take our blocks, if you have them, if you need them. You may just place the hands into the floor and just start to take that low lunge here. Again, another one to stretch the hips, the thighs, the pelvic floor, and just roll the shoulders back for a moment. Just take a few breaths, really feeling that stretch into the inner thighs. And let's bring that focus again to the breath. So again, just tuning into your rhythm, not needing to change the breath, just observe the breath. And then when you're ready, you can place your hands to your legs and see if you can take a little lift up here. So we're taking into a deeper lunge, pressing into that front foot. Try not to grip the mat with your toes. Allow the toes to be nice and soft. We're going to keep the right hand rested to the right leg, if you've taken your right leg forward, that is. And we're going to reach the left arm or the opposite arm all the way up to the side, so it's coming in line with your ear. And you're going to take a little side bend. And just take it as deep as feels comfortable. Try and keep your front foot rooted gently down. Again, just flowing with your breath. And when you're ready, we're going to gently release that out. And we're going to bring those hands to the block, to the mat, to your foot, whatever you have. And just slide your foot slowly back. And we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So we're going to bring that left foot forward. Again, you might be using the hand to shuffle your foot forward. Or you might use your toes to tuck at the back and lift the knee for a little slide back, whatever works for you. So we're just going to place those hands to the floor, to your blocks, your cushions, whatever you might have if you need a little lift. And just begin to gently press forward. Again, try not to grip the toes. Let the toes be relaxed. Roll your shoulders back. And just begin to feel that stretch into your inner thighs. We're going to take a few breaths here. And then very slowly, we're going to place the hands just to that left leg and start to lift slowly up. Press the chest forward. You're going to start to feel that stretch. Find your balance. And then let's reach that right arm up. So it's in line with the ear, and take a little bend to the left-hand side. And you can just take that as deep as feels right for you. If you feel unbalanced and you just want to take a little bend of that right elbow, that's absolutely fine. Again, whatever feels right for you here. And then when you're ready, we're just going to gently unwind once again. Those hands down. We're going to release that leg gently out. And just place any blocks, bolsters, cushions out of the way. And then just bring the hands again under the shoulders and just shimmy on out there. Take a little release in that lower back. And then just bring yourself slowly into a seated position. Again, if you want to place a bolster, cushion or blanket underneath your legs, you can. And I'm just going to begin to extend the legs out for a moment. Take a little shake out. Begin to just gently root your sit bones down here. And let's just take a little point and flex of the toes. Good. Maybe a circle of the ankles all the way around and back the other way. Again, just point and flex. And then just engage the feet. So you're pressing the heels away. And we're going to take the feet a little bit wider just to allow a bit of space for the bump. So you don't need to bring the feet nice and wide. We're not coming into a wide leg stretch. We're just going to take a forward stretch. So you may have a cushion, a bolster. And what we're going to do is going to take an inhale to lift. So you're creating a bit of space back in the lungs. And then move a little bit from your waist. So you're just going to rest your hands, cushion, bolster, whatever's in front of you. You may have a yoga block, and just press those heels away. So you're keeping the feet engaged. So it is a forward fold, but we're just allowing that bit of space here for the bump. So it's not a wide-legged fold, just a simple forward fold. So just place your hands and rest them, bend the elbows, let them soften, and let your chin come to your chest. And again, just bringing your attention to your breath. So just inhaling gently in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. Just finding your natural rhythm once again. And just notice how the breath can just calm the nervous system. And notice how you feel with each breath. Feelings of calm and peace. Maybe how to slide your bolster cushion further, see if you can take that stretch a little deeper. Take a few more breaths. And very gently, just begin to unwind, rolling slowly up through the spine. Let's take a nice roll of the shoulders up into the ears. Gently release, and then back the other way, rolling up into the ears, gently forward. And a nice shrug, all the way up. And release down. So let's just place cushions, bolsters out of the way, and just very gently, if it's comfortable, cross your legs, or you may prefer just to keep the legs out in front. And just beginning to root your sit bone gently down. We're going to come into the breath and take a little connection with the breath and your precious little one. So just find your comfortable position. Root the sit bones down. Take a little bit of a lift through the spine. So we're not lifting really tall. It's just enough of a lift to create a bit of extra space in the lungs and take any pressure just off that lumbar spine. So you can rest your hands on your knees, or you may want to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your precious bump, whatever feels right for you here. Allowing those shoulders to relax. You can close the eyes, or if you prefer, just simply soften your gaze down towards the floor, towards your mat. And let's just begin to tune back into that natural rhythm. So once again, we're not changing the breath. We're just taking a moment to observe the breath as it flows gently in and gently out. Beginning to become aware of your lung space. And just begin to notice your chest as it gently rises and gently falls with each and every breath. Notice how you lift through the spine with an inhale and how your shoulders naturally relax with your exhale as you follow that breath. Gently in and gently out. And let's just take a moment here just to begin to follow the journey of the breath as it comes in through the nose, to the back of the throat, to the chest, the lungs, and all the way down as far as your precious little one. Just following that breath, gently in and gently out. And imagine now as you breathe out, you're sending love to your baby. And as you breathe in, your baby's sending love to you. As you breathe out, send love to your baby. And as you breathe in, your baby sends love to you. We're just going to take this moment just to gently connect with the breath and with your precious little one. Taking this moment for connection and for calm, a little bit of relaxation. And when you're ready, we're just going to rest the hands to the knees or maybe in the lap. Take a lift again through the chin. If you've allowed your chin to drop forward, and take that last shrug into the neck and release. And we're just going to take an inhale and just begin to reach your arms all the way up and over your head. Take a nice stretch through the spine. As you exhale, bring your hands gently to your heart space. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, ladies.